And again, coming back to the latest, no flights canceled yet, but some impact on cargo. And also, we're also hearing in a statement from the pilots union, the talks do continue. So we will continue to follow this and bring you any developments and new information we get. We are getting questions from you and concerns about what to do if you have a flight booked. And we know, Linda, 110,000 passengers a day, 670 planes a day. Many people do have their travel plans already set. So you were, and this is an answer to Lori in Toronto, saying, I missed the three options. Walk us through what people need to consider, what people can do at this point.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of options, but you've got three. So let's run through them quickly here. Option one, if you have a flight booked with Air Canada, you can change that flight. Now, this is their goodwill policy. They brought that in as of August 27th. So you can change your flight for free, subject to availability up to 2 hours prior to your departure. You must leave by tomorrow or sometime between September 24th and 30th. You have to have booked that flight before September 9th. So a lot of caveats there. If you've booked through a travel agency or through Air Canada Vacations, you're being told to contact them directly to figure out what your options are. But if there is a complete shutdown, and if that shutdown does drag on, it's going to take some time as well to restore the service to full capacity. So Air Canada is not ruling out the possibility of extending these goodwill measures if that does come to be. The other option you can do is you can cancel your flight. If you've booked a refundable fare, you're in luck. That was a good choice. You get a full refund. If you've booked a non-refundable fare, it's a little more complicated. You can get a travel credit. You can get that money put back into your Air Canada sort of bank account to use at a later time. But if you want to get your money back, there is going to be a cancellation fee involved in that. Aeroplan points, if you booked on those can go back into your points bank for use at another time if you choose to cancel. The third option is do nothing. Wait and see.
See how this goes.
Let's see how this goes. Hope. So if Air Canada has to cancel on you, then you'll get a refund. There will be no cancellation fees. You'll get your money back, but you won't be compensated for other things. So things like meals, other types of travel at your destination, hotels, other expenses, things like that. And if you haven't booked your cancellation insurance, it's too late, unfortunately.
They're not offering this anymore.
They're not offering that for obvious reasons. Air Canada, under the air passenger regulations, they are required to rebook you on another flight at the earliest possible convenience, even if it's with a competitor. But there's, as you say, 110,000 people per day that we're talking about here. It's just not that many flights. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult than that.
You know, we're getting a lot of stories of impact, and I'll share some of those in just a moment. But we're also getting some really good questions. And these are two which link together. Siva writing about her plans to fly from Toronto, I believe, to Zurich for a godchild's confirmation. Again, once-in-a-lifetime events, they just can't cancel these things or change them. So this is in October, so again, some time there. But Siva says, on Air Canada, wondering what to do. Do I ride this out? That's an option. Or do I switch to a partner aircraft, airline, Lufthansa, Swiss Air? And then, so keep that in mind, question from Norma saying, what do I do? I have Swiss Air flights. And so Norma is wondering, of course, a partner with Air Canada, how does this affect Swiss Air? And you've been looking into this.
Yeah, so this is all part of that Star Alliance. It's an airline partnership that's been in place since the 70s. So they are linked, but this is good news for Norma anyway. A spokesperson for Air Canada did confirm earlier to CBC News that flights operated by one of these partners, so
that he is flying to San Francisco with his wife. It's her 60th birthday. Hello, you can't reschedule that. September the 26th, so happy birthday, incidentally, but booked for San Francisco. This is what he did. This is a great option. They booked a fully refundable flight on another airline.
Right.
So, with insurance. So, depending on what happened with Air Canada, he has that as a backup in case.
You've got a
you cancel that.
contingency plan
I think
in
that's
place.
brilliant.
But of course, there are costs involved in this. Not
that's
necessarily an option for some people, but it is a good option if you can do it.
Absolutely. Listen, thank you, and thank you for all of your questions and your stories. We're talking about this today, but of course, if this in fact takes place on Sunday and the gradual wind down, as you've been saying, Linda, through until Wednesday, we'll have lots of your stories. We'll have lots more questions and answers for you as we continue to cover this next week.